I know that we had canines probably back 50 years ago, and then there was times that we didn't have a canine unit. When I started here in 1997, the Columbia Police Department had 2 dogs. Their handlers were Officer Kevin Maroney and Officer Mike Hayes. And it continued that way until 2009, when myself, Rob Sanders, and Mike Parsons became the first 3 dog for the department, you know, first for us to have 3 dogs. So at this point, we were up to 5 dogs. One of our dogs just retired. She was 11 years old. She'd worked for us for 9 years. Great dog. So now we're down to 4. So we've had a vast increase, but I think for what we use the tools, and they are tools, what we use them for is greatly increased some help on the street for the Columbia Police Department.
That's a good boy. That's my boy. Right. Yes, if he's in there.
Thank you. We do maintenance training every week. It's either on Wednesday or Thursday, kind of set by schedules and what staffing levels look like. We train with Boone County Sheriff's Department and other units that come in from around, like Sedalia comes in, Jeff City, Lake Ozarks, places like that. The importance of that training is that this is a tool that continuously needs maintenance. You know, if we start to slide on that, the performance starts to slide. So the Columbia Police Department has granted us, and has been fantastic for us, is that the more training we've got, the better our dogs have gotten. And that shows on the street in our success rate. You kind of understand each other. You know, when you start off with this dog and he's green, and the word green means is that he doesn't have any training on him. And you start building from that process. You start learning his quirks, his body language, his changes and stuff like that. And then through that process leads into when you're working the street, like his body language changes for narcotic odor, for human odor, for different things. Plus, it also tells you the mood of the dog. You know, I mean, it's like some days when we show up to work and we're like, man, I have to work again today. You can kind of see that in your dog too, in the way he behaves. So, and then some days you're like, oh my gosh, I better run the demons out of him because he's just everywhere. You know, I mean, and so you learn when you spend this quality time with this partner. And I don't like using him as a dog. He is a dog, but he is my partner, and he's a police officer for the city of Columbia. That you build this bond. And I spend a lot of time with him versus spending time with family and friends, because he's with me every day that I work. So you do build a bond and a friendship and this working relationship. So from the time you start until the time you finish, there's a lot of time in there, you know, and it's a good time. Not all of it, because sometimes, you know, you're like, he is a dog, you know. They still do quirky things that normal dogs do. So, but overall, you couldn't beat being a canine officer. I mean, I think it's the best job of the Columbia Police Department.